Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. David here, Galactic Warrior out here in Appalachia where it's about 100 degrees and on a Saturday afternoon, mid-August. Beautiful sunshine, but it's hot. We got the sacred fire going, chopping wood, carry water. Just been outside for a few hours, just getting wet. Didn't do a video last week. I think it's been at least a couple weeks. And haven't done any Healing the Divine Masculine videos in a couple of months. And I was just thinking about that this week, the importance of just taking some time off, almost like a vacation. A couple people that I follow, what I noticed this week, a couple people that I follow occasionally on YouTube, they had been gone also, and they both came back in the last week. One of them is an anthropologist. He hadn't done anything on YouTube in about 3 months, and I was wondering what happened to him. And he put up a video yesterday or the day before. I watched it last night. At the end of the video, he just made a comment about apologizing for being absent and that he was back, and he was going to start making videos again. And I thought, yeah, everybody's got to take a break. There's depending on our circumstances, it's probably a good idea for most of us in this chaotic world to take a break every day. I hope you are taking a break for yourself every day, but just to take care of ourselves. We got into this society, we volunteered to be in this society where, we're supposed to look forward to the weekend. And, we're supposed to Monday through Friday go get them. And boy, I did that for a lot of years, 80-hour work weeks and 300-hour months and things like that. And it was all right when I was doing it because I loved what I was doing, which on a couple of occasions I did. But I also took a time every day, even if I was working 12 or 14 hours. I still took time out every day for myself. And what I did back then was I would go to the gym and work out and just push it all out of me with the weights. And that worked really well. One time when I did it back in the 80s, I didn't go to the gym. I went to the bar. That didn't work so well. But going to the gym, taking some time to myself and just physically release it all, that worked. So we have to figure out a way to take care of ourselves in this society. And sometimes we have to take a break from our devices or our social media, even our work. I've taken 3 lengthy breaks from work over the past 25 years, and it's been very helpful and very beneficial, very educational, very exciting, and many other words that I could think of. But to take a lengthy time off and go see the world, or to just hang out in nature, it just feeds the soul. So whatever it is that feeds your soul, do it. Figure it out. Like my mother always said, you can do anything you want if you put your mind to it. And we all need to take a break. You need to take a break, whatever that means to you. One of the guys in my men's group posted a very sad story the other day about the breakup at home and how he had to go live in social housing. And I assume this may be something like the YMCA. I don't know. But he was pretty distraught. And he said, he asked what program or what some kind of program that could help him. And I responded to him. I said, just go for a walk in nature. Go sit in Mother Nature, just like this, and take your kids with you. And sit there quietly, ask for guidance, and then listen. And that's what we need to do. And I've been really, this week especially, I've been very diligent about sitting quietly. It's about 9 o'clock at night, and sitting quietly and just, I wouldn't want to call it, I don't know if I call it meditation, but to just sit quietly, listen to and feel my breath, and feel the inside of my eyes, and just really sit quietly. And it's very relaxing. Turn off the television. If I find myself, I go to YouTube. So if I find myself flipping through YouTube and I can't focus for very long on something, I know it's time to turn it off. Just turn it off. All right. If you can't focus, just turn it off. And I find this. I remember when I used to write a lot of computer code. Um, two projects in particular, which by the way were the 80-hour per week projects. And this was all before this interrupt society, as I like to call it too. There was no email. There was very little phone. There was no cell phones. There was no internet, no social media, nothing. So I know that I just remember being able to focus for 12 hours at a time, writing computer code that worked. The stuff that kids write today doesn't frickin' work. But I could sit there for 12 hours a day and write code and always stay focused because there were no interrupts. We didn't have this interrupt society where if there's things popping up and there's notifications here and notifications there and bells going off here and bells going off there. And this is what we're experiencing today in this interrupt society is not healthy for the human form. It's not, and we're seeing it. Now, I don't know what the hell's going on out in the world because I'm not watching the news. I don't go to Twitter. I have no idea. I actually have no idea. I don't know what's going on between Trump and Musk and their love affair or the divorce, whatever the hell happened. I don't know, and I don't care. All right, because that doesn't feed my soul. We need to do things that feed our soul, like sitting out here in the middle of a beautiful Saturday afternoon in front of a fire, or at a pool, or I would love to be on the beach at the Mediterranean in Imperial, Italy, where I used to live. It would be really nice right now. Or in Sardinia. Even Lake Superior would feel really good right now at about 35 degrees water temperature, with this 100-degree stuff. But you know what I mean. We have to take time for ourselves every day, and sometimes for many days. So find out what feeds your soul and go do it once in a while. Make the time. And if you have to, take your kids with you. All right? So enjoy some time to yourself or with your family, which is even better. I mean, just that family bond. We didn't have a lot of that when I was growing up. And of course, since I didn't have kids, I didn't get to experience that. And a lot of kids these days don't get to experience it. That nuclear family bond. Um, it's unfortunate because I personally think that it's very healthy for everyone, and especially if you can get the grandparents involved. So until next time, cosmic energy, earth energy, heart energy. Send loving heart energy out to all beings, all dimensions, all timelines, all realities. May this day be filled with compassion, loving kindness, and courage. Stay well. Button's not working again. Ugh.